Now let's check the lineups for Heat 1B. As the boats go out to warm up, we can see that it's going to be in lane 1, Smokin' Joe's. Mark Tate driving, and he must keep pace with the Budweiser with a win here. Nate Brown is going to be in lane 2 in Bill Wooster's Tide Outrigger Hotel. Ron Jones Racing, Miss Sea-Doo, driven by Scott Pierce. Mike Jones in the International News. He's the owner and the driver. And as they come down for the start, once again, here's Dick Crippen.
We'll look to see if Smokin' Joe can set the pace right off. In San Diego, the Tide boat was right up in there with the Smokin' Joes and the Miss Budweiser, so it'll be a good start to see how these boats separate out into turn number 1 as they come down. There's the flag, and they're off. Miss Sea-Doo moving up in there along with the Tide, now going up into the lead positions. It looks like Scott Pierce in that relatively new boat. This is only the 3rd race for that boat. He took the lead momentarily into the turn, but now you can see Smokin' Joe's in lane number 1 has come out of the turn onto the backstretch in the lead. 2nd place is the Tide.
And pressure is mounting for this man, Mark Tate, as Miss Budweiser with Chip Hanauer, 1 Heat 1A, to keep pace and have any chance to overtake the Bud. He must finish first in this heat.
Apparently that's what he's thinking, because he's got a lead on the Tide right now. Nate Brown is holding the boat in there, but typical, they like to hold that boat back because they do have a little restriction as far as the equipment that they have with that boat. So if he can take a good 2nd place to the Smokin' Joes this time around, I'm sure he'll be happy. That doesn't mean that he's going to let up on him. He's going to try to keep that distance in there as best he can. Here's your Fruit of the Loom leaderboard. You see the Smokin' Joes in lead. Tide Outrigger Hotels is 2nd, and the Sea-Doo is 3rd from Ron Jones Racing. So Scott Pierce, in what really I guess you'd have to say is his 4th appearance, but his 3rd real good race appearance, is doing very well. Probably the best performance he's had in that boat so far this season.
As we said earlier in talking to Mark Tate, as we look at Scotty Pierce and the Miss Sea-Doo with the Ron Jones Racing Team entry, and that's a colorful boat. We talked to Mark Tate. He said, I have to draw the Bud today. He didn't in the first heat. He has to keep pace right now.
And we can see 155 miles per hour for him. He's holding a very good speed out there. The Tide is just barely off him on the outside. Look at the ride that the Tide has. Very even on the water. A very nice, smooth ride for Nate Brown. They've got to be awfully happy with the way the boat's performing.
They might challenge more than anyone suspects today. That boat is running very well.
Still your leader is the Smokin' Joe's. Mark Tate, he got himself out in the lead right off of turn number 1 onto the back stretch. He has not given up the lead since then. The Tide has been in a challenge position, but sits back comfortably in 2nd place now. They come around the turns looking for the checkered flag. Mark Tate would like to take this win to get the points. 2nd place will keep the Tide very much in contention for the final heat. And 3rd, Scott Pierce. I'll tell you, they have got to be very happy with the way that boat is running, because he's right up there just off of the Tide. The checkered flag is out. Mark Tate is coming home. Now, one thing this win will do for Mark Tate is give him the driving championship for the year. So congratulations to Mark Tate and the Smokin' Joes. The Tide finishes in 2nd place. A real good run for that boat and for this boat. The Miss Sea-Doo, the Ron Jones Racing Team, Scott Pierce, 3rd place. Disappointment for Mike Jones in the International News. That boat did not finish the race, but I'm sure it's going to be a big welcome home for Mark Tate. He did sew up that driver's title.
Smokin' Joe's wins and keeps pace with the Bud for the National Team Championship. Tide Outrigger Hotel was 2nd, Sea-Doo 3rd.
Mark, 400 very valuable points. You just clinched the National High Point Drivers Championship. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. You know, and the real honor goes to my crew. They're the guys that put this thing together every weekend after weekend, and you know, I just go out there and push the pedal and steer it. But that's one goal accomplished. We still have a long way ahead of us for the weekend, and we're just looking forward to the next 3 heats.
Steve Woomer, there's still one more championship you have a shot at. That race is not over.
Yeah, that's for sure, but it's a long shot right now. Budweiser has to mess up, or our chances aren't that good. But we're going to be out there pushing every time, and we're going to get as many of those points as we can and bring it right down to the wire, hopefully.
Smokin' Joe's may have that opportunity as they meet the Miss Budweiser. They've drawn each other in Heat 2A. The Bud team is attempting to seal up the problems. We'll be back with all the action and excitement in just a moment.